And if you live in or travel through Gurgaon, you know that basic infrastructure in the region is in a pathetic state. People living here are blaming the Haryana Development Authority for failing to live up to its responsibilities in spite of collecting crores of rupees for infrastructural development. The situation has become so bad that some of the residents here are even forced to shell out monthly rentals to enter to their homes. We get you more on this shocking state of affairs.
This is our project CSD Avenue 71. We've been living here for about 3 years now, and we bought this flat in 2009, and the construction had begun soon. We don't have any connectivity from the main sector road at this point. This is the road which was supposed to come in, okay, and this is just a kilometer away from Subhash Chowk. Just because we don't have this road, we are taking 2-kilometer D route through a village, which is a very small road, and over and above the small patch of 50 meters is a private land.
Over 600 families have been living a life off the grid ever since they moved into this CHD Avenue 71 project. The sector road connecting Subhash Chowk to their project was supposed to have been completed 3 years ago. But until now, only 150 meters have been constructed. The residents are blaming the Haryana Urban Development Authority for failing to provide basic infrastructure, even though the agency has collected nearly 40 crore rupees as external development charges for this area.
We have approached Huda a couple of times, Huda Administrator Anita Yadav also, and Mr. Yashpal Yadav, who's been recently appointed. But there is no specific commitment from them to construct this particular sector road for us. As far as their last commitment is that their priority is for more thicker population at present, rather than going for these populated areas.
Actually, we have a lot of conveyance problem. The school transport, they also deny to come here. Auto rickshaw, they are also not ready to come here.
Security is the main issue over here. While we are going alone or with our kids in the late hours, it is a very big problem for us also.
With the government refusing to help, these residents have been forced to look for alternative routes to enter their homes, like the neighbouring service road, which allows access from the back of the project. But even this comes with a high cost.
Till date, we use this particular entrance as a standby entry, and to use this particular area even, we are paying 25,000 rupees as rent for this particular area, just to get the entry of our locality.
If the other landlord decides not to allow them to use the land at some point of time in the future, these residents will have no way into their homes. When NDTV reached out to CHD developers, the builders behind the project, they chose not to comment on the matter. However, sources inside the company say no one wants to publicly criticize the Haryana Development Authority for not doing its job. Several other developers and buyers are facing similar problems across Gurgaon.
It was way back in, when the new master plan came into being. The licenses were given by the government, and we took licenses on a commitment of the government that they'll be able to give us the infrastructure in 3 years' time or 4 years' time at the most. As developers, we have been fighting and requesting government since last more than 9-10 years, and not less than, I think, 100 meetings at the highest level and several representations. Nothing has moved on the ground.
This is all the more shocking when you look at the money Huda has collected in the name of development so far. Between 1981 to 2015, Huda had issued 1,546 licenses to builders and collected over 12,000 rupees between that period. Buyers of the project are making rounds of Huda office every now and then, but are getting no concrete solution from any of the authority officials. When NDTV contacted Huda Administrator Yashpal Yadav, he said that he is looking into the matter, but no concrete timeline or solution was given to us. Now, the problem with Huda is that there is no development work happening in the internal sectors of Gurgaon, and the complaints are on rise. Gurgaon's real estate market is already struggling, and inadequate infrastructure is just making matters worse. It is high time that the Huda comes out with a plan to solve this issue and provide the basic infrastructure for which these residents have paid for. Chanakya Bhatia, NDTV.